On this week's episode of Becoming Limitless, the Energy Movement, Elevate 88, we flew to Tulum. This is week 4 of 8 of the Energy Movement that I started on August 8, 2024. So, we were in a Airbnb for the first day, and this is what awakened my authentic self again. I was really coming into a different energy, a different space that I was feeling a lot more me, and I hadn't felt that for a very long time. And this is why environment is so important, which I shared on a previous vlog episode that you can go ahead to check out, addressing the environment. But today we are going to be talking about week 4, and that comes with the element of dream discipline and energy restoration.
So that was a wild ride. Got my bathing suit on. So I used the bike, it got dark, and I'm in the middle of the jungle. So yeah, didn't think that there. So I had my bike and I'm holding this pizza because today I was coming off of a fast after the 2 days at the airport. So I had some nuts, I had some banana chips, half a papaya, a latte, and just like some water all day. So I was really hungry. So I went to go get a pizza because I was like, okay, you know what? Perfect. Half today, half tomorrow. Like, whatever. Anywho, hilarious enough. I mean, I might eat the whole thing. Who knows? Probably won't. But it's so funny when you're in alignment, when like you're not even that hungry. I feel like I'm so triggered into binging when I am very uncomfortable in my home environment, and that's my clue. That really is the root that I've come to be aware of, is that when I'm triggered to binge food now, I know the root cause. I know that it's because I don't feel safe or comfortable in my home environment, whether that's my city, the home itself, if I'm living with people, if it's, who, like just myself, the space, like energy is everything. I don't always need to know, but I do know like this isn't working. But anyways, hilarious enough. So I'm on the bike. So I'm on this bike. I'm holding the pizza on the bike like this. And it's like, you can see it's like all bent and stuff. So I stopped, whatever. So I'm biking on this dirt road, the bumps in Tulum, Tulum, it's like blow, 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 blow. Yeah, so I'm holding my flashlight on my phone on one hand, holding the bike, trying not to drop my phone because I did that a few times. I also almost slipped in mud. I did kind of step in a puddle of mud earlier today because I was avoiding a kid who kind of just was like, hola, and walked in front of me, and I was like, hola, and then I just like almost bailed right in front of him. Yeah, that was pretty funny. And then I'm holding this pizza and the thing the other way, and then I have my little basket, and I have 2 big waters, and I have a Coke, and all of a sudden I hit this big bump, and the Coke explodes all over my face. So I was like, fine. So it's like this much of my Coke left. So because it's Mexico. I don't like pop, I don't like soda, but I wanted to have a Mexican Coke. I don't think I got the right one though, because it didn't taste, really, really sugary, and I've had those before, and I think I was supposed to get the glass bottles. But anyways, regardless, I probably shouldn't have, because it exploded. Hilarious. So I'm biking home with this can, it's going with my flashlight in one hand, down this dirt road, hearing all of these, birds and things in the forest beside me, can't see anything, and I'm like going for like 20 minutes, like going down, and I'm pretending like I'm dirt biking, like this professional dirt biker, like full on sane, like like a nut. Oh my god, it was absolutely insane. It was hilarious. And then so then I'm just gonna take a little break. I am editing all the videos today. Woo! I'm gonna film tomorrow because it's a little dark, and I wasn't expecting to get that dark so early because it was like getting dark around like 6:30. But for my consumption of the day, I already said what I had, and this is the pizza. It's freaking delicious. I haven't had a lovely pizza in a very long time. Oh, yep. I'm pretty excited about that bad boy. But yes. I'm not tracking for, weight goals. I am just tracking as well for how I feel in my body, but also just all the inflammation that I have collected the past few months. And, there was a time before that I was fasting a lot because I felt like I didn't really have a choice. So I lost a lot of inflammation, and I was very underweight. And if you look at pictures of me, I was very pale. I was very malnourished. So yeah, and then I went into fight or flight the last few months, and naturally, like, understandable, my body's like, oh, food, like, you've been starving, now I'm gonna go ahead and put all this inflammation. And that's the hilarious thing about, you know, the nervous system. It's just trying to protect you. It just remembers things. And if you have these mindsets where you have these intentions, or if you're in situations that are out of your control where your body's actually putting in fight or flight as like a protection for you to make sure that you're alive and functioning, then unfortunately a lot of these things do occur. So Elevate 88 helps you with that. And I think this is, you know, a part as well, exactly, time and time again, I've, you know, transformed my body. And it's not about, you know, the weight, it's not about the fat, it's about how you feel. And over the years, when I've had inflammation, my God, I feel so restricted in my waist, I feel so restricted in my workouts, I'm out of breath, it is very uncomfortable. So, I mean, regardless, there's a spider on me. It's okay, we're in Mexico. But yeah, it's just a, you know, a unique thing. So I'm gonna go enjoy the tub. I'm gonna edit all these videos for you today, and we're doing more content. We are doing business stuff, and you know, this is the first kind of choppy, you know, interesting week, which did a lot of healing, which did a lot of taking a leap of faith, doing what is calling to me, and yeah. Next week will be better planned. It's been a little bit of a yo-yo ride to get here, but I took that leap of faith so I'd have the stability of a home to do the work and to launch my event. And I'm going to be sharing that with you as well, is that the universe works in mysterious ways. It was supposed to be on August 27th. I flew to Tulum on August 27th. There was a delay. It wasn't on the website. I also wasn't showing up how I wanted to, you know, to be honest with that. And I said that as well, is that, you know, it's two ways. And I asked, you know, took a leap of faith to say, hey, you know what? I really want to bring in the revenue for both of us. I want to do this the right way. I'm really excited about it. I was facing a lot of struggle in regards to my environment. It didn't matter how much work I was doing. I wasn't sleeping. I was just working. I was really trying to do the other elements of Elevate 88, which was helping me get to a better place in financial and health, in mindset, in physical health. But, you know, really big part of these 8 pillars is your environment. And I can tell you, it is the thing that's transformed my life time and time again. I'm really triggered by environments, and I'm meant to be on a path of growth and alignment. You know, I believe we all are to some extent. But I feel good when I'm growing, and I'm releasing and addressing and becoming aware of the patterns that have been conditioned over the decades and the generations to overcome that. And I'm a completely different self from months ago. I'm a completely different self from years ago. I'm, you know, so many different versions of myself, but I'm finally giving myself permission to do what calls to me, to step into that bright, bright, bright light. Really shine bright. And that's scary, but that's how I'm gonna attract the things I want in my life. That's how I'm gonna connect with people, because if I dim, I can't connect with people in the same way. And that's all I want. I don't always like how I've shown up in the past, but that's, you know, for us to address as well, is that what's been conditioned in our world is shame. And it's for us to choose to change, take responsibility, make the rights as best as you can to correct them, and let go of the shame, forgive yourself, move forward, and use that as the knowledge you need to show up in better ways for other people and for yourself.
Welcome to Autumn's Adventure. We are in Tulum. We are on the bicycle. Ah, yes. There was a point in my life that I never pursued anything. I really embodied fear. I really embodied self-doubt. We are all creating our own reality in accordance to the beliefs we hold, the perception we have on life. But we need to embrace the change. We need to do things that we want to do. We need to set boundaries with people. We need to leave certain situations. Sometimes, yes, take a leap of faith, travel somewhere alone. Maybe you need to leave an environment completely, make a move. And this is hard. It is a hard path, but it is everything that you've been looking for. I suffered for decades of mental and chronic physical struggle, ailments diagnosed
with all these things that doctors said, there is no cure. The cure is you. Sometimes we're going to come to crossroads in life, but in the end, everything is up to you to choose.
So that was me on the bicycle, came home and showered, and it was that real, that really you could see a shift in who I was embodying, the person I stepped into, my inner authority awakening your power of self. So it was just in one good night's sleep and addressing these things over these past few weeks of Elevate 88 that things started to change for me. And that was just me going ahead in my Airbnb. It was the first while I had a space to myself to have a good sleep. So I had some pizza, and I don't really watch TV or shows anymore. So I was really just watching a podcast with Chris Williamson, Modern Wisdom. So we went ahead to stay that one night in that Airbnb, and that was the rest and restoration I needed. And then I went ahead to check into a hostel for affordability to get some things done, and I took myself to a cafe. And this was the second day that I was technically in Tulum on my adventure of Elevate 88, the energy movement. So in talking about dream, discipline, and energy restoration, it's really about these 3 pillars that are going to help guide you in that. And what we really need to bring our awareness to a lot of the time. Pillar number 1, know your energy. Number 2, solitude in nature. Number 3, set mandatories and boundaries. And number 4, remedies and rituals. These 4 pillars are great to focus on that will help you bring awareness to what needs to shift in your day-to-day life to bring you to restore your energy, to feel good in your body and in your mind. And as I love to say, we can't always see the energy that sometimes is affecting us, but in the end, it all comes down to us. The food we eat, the amount of time that we, give ourselves permission to get our proper rest, to sleep, to practice mindful work outside, to follow the flow in what feels good to you, that brings you to a state that you feel energized. We're not supposed to be living always in this state of exhaustion, of burnout, and that really is the key.
Hello, friends. Just got back from the coffee shop. Treated myself today. Had some pancakes. Oh my god, I'm so full. So, it's good. I don't think I'll eat for the rest of the day. Maybe a little snack, some grapefruit later. Man, I love the fruit. But yeah, so today's more so a working day for me. So that's something I'm really wanting to do. I slept in. I am always up at like 5 o'clock. I think my body really needed it. I think for months I haven't been sleeping well just from my living situation. So yeah, I slept till like 11 a.m. and I have not done that in such a long time. Like I'm up 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Like 7 a.m. is weird for me. So I think I just really needed to ground myself. But I'm excited because today I'm planning all the details of my event. I'm planning all the details in business stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. So we're gonna be doing that. Plus, divine timing, it kind of looks like it's gonna rain. So we're gonna get that going. And yeah, I just love the energy. I love the energy here. I like stepping into what's new, what feels aligned, getting out of my comfort zone to gain clarity with that. And some days you're gonna have those days where you kind of want to hermit. And I think that's the time to follow the energy, like what's kind of coming up. And this is how I approach life. I have intentions, I do have disciplines, but I think it's also following the energy. Like when you have a spark that's full on creativity, go for it. Like go for days, create, because it's flowing, it's in flow. Because there's times when you're tired, there's times where you don't feel creative, and I think that's the blocks, that creative block. So in the times that you are really like resisting doing the disciplines, that's the time to also do the disciplines. There's a balance between the flow and the resistance, to kind of recognize what it is you're resisting and why, to find the triggers of that, to overcome that, to fall in love with it in time. And I can tell you, the more you practice it, the more you start to enjoy it. But if it's leading you into like exhaustion, burnout, like you're not loving your life, yes, we need to do things we don't always want to do. But if it's continuing to not feel good on the other side of that resistance that you're facing, then maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe it's something we perceive that we need to do because everyone else is doing it, perhaps. So let it go for a bit. Shift things up. Start creating things that you want to create, the way you want to create it. You don't have to bring forth things, like take the knowledge people share with you, but you can build things in the way that works best for you, what flows for you, what helps your energy. Because if you're depleted all the time and you're in burnout, you're not helping anyone else because you can't help support yourself. So following the flow is really, really a key part of this movement.
So join me as I go for a run today into the jungle. We ran to the beach for about an hour, which was awesome. And I've just been getting back into running, which I hadn't been able to do for a few months. And yes, I've had a lot of inflammation, so it's been a process. So let's get into dream discipline and energy restoration with pillar number 1, know your energy. Now, you can look at the theory of human design, and that might help you to understand in unique ways how your energy works in life. But if that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. But go ahead to look it up and give it a try. See if you're like, oh my God, that actually makes sense in my approach in life, because that really helped me. Me uncovering this theory that I was a projector helped myself to give myself permission to understand that I might need to rest more than most people. And I had to create a lifestyle and build upon that to give myself permission out of this burnout culture that we often live in. And basically, the main concept of knowing your energy is just to question and bring awareness to what is not exciting me in energy, what is not uplifting my energy, what is depleting me, what is leading me to burnout. And sometimes, yes, it has to do with ourselves. It's for us to set boundaries with ourselves, that we need to set boundaries with other people, with our jobs, our approach to life. Sometimes it's for us to say that maybe we're working too much, maybe we are not working enough. Maybe we need to bring more flow into our day-to-day, and that is what brings us to a state that we feel energized throughout the day. And yes, life gets hard, and sometimes we're put in situations that we need to do what we don't want to do in points in time that exhaust us. But it is to be mindful and keep questioning where in your life you can make a change, where in your life you feel depleted in these ways. Sometimes the hardest thing is understanding that when you go to group parties, when you are going to certain environments, that sometimes we need to set boundaries. Pillar number 2, solitude in nature. Now, understanding your energy also falls into the fact that we need to spend time alone. We need to remove ourselves from the energy of other people and of the environments we're used to. So getting out into nature and just grounding yourself will help bring awareness to how you feel. What maybe environments and aspects need to shift and change. Getting to know yourself is getting to know your energy. Coming to a space in nature to practice presence and mindfulness and just being in your own space helps you to understand yourself, go through your thought processes, and also just to restore your energy by grounding outside. And yes, it's wonderful to go on hikes and go for walks with people, but we also need to be intentional in understanding how to restore our energy and how to revive that of ourselves by spending time alone to see how it makes us feel in body and in mind. Pillar number 3, set mandatories and boundaries. Now, this comes with setting boundaries of the people in your life, the environments, the careers, to understand what is leading you into exhaustion, into burnout, into anxiety, into states of fight or flight. But setting boundaries also comes with yourself, of setting mandatory things to partake in your lifestyle and rituals throughout the day, throughout the week, that help you to feel good in your body and in your mind. You setting boundaries with yourself to say when you're going to go to bed on time. What elements of your life do you set boundaries and say no to? And pillar number 4, Remedies and rituals. So, dream discipline is basically your sleep. Energy restoration is giving yourself rest and partaking in practices to bring you to a space of elevated energy. So, with that, we need to bring in different elements to help guide us and assist us with that. So, focus on things that you can use and bring into your life to assist you with your sleep quality and restoring your energy, whether it be magnesium spray before you go to bed, cherry juice, red light therapy, no screens at a certain time before bed, yin yoga before you go to sleep, a midday meditation outside, mushroom adaptogens, certain supplements that help you, getting intentional with your nutrition to help you after a long run, swimming in the ocean, practicing meditation, grounding outside, bringing the focus to what regulates your nervous system and brings you to a state of restoring your energy and uplifting your energy. What are good rituals and routines and aspects that you can bring into your lifestyle to make these changes? Focusing on your sleep quality and energy restoration can truly just transform your life. And after a few days in the hostel, I went to stay at an Airbnb to get some content done and just to allow myself that opportunity to be in my own space and ground my energy. I'd been living with people for the past few months and it was really bringing an effect to my quality of life, my nervous system, and pursuing the details I needed to bring forth the elements of building this business and events and pursuing my dream. And yes, I know, this seems like the basics, sleep quality and having your own space, but I hadn't had that in quite a while, so I was allowing that time to be my focus this week. I bring all of these 8 pillars in every week of my life, and I always bring my awareness to them. It's just a part of my lifestyle. But in week 4, I was really feeling called to ground my energy and restore after a few months of stress, to build my business, to create content, and to really allow myself that rest in a space that felt good to me, that uplifted my energy, that allowed me to go throughout my day to partake in these other 8 elements of health, wellness, and bring me to an elevated space. And this was everything I needed, because in week 4, on this journey of rest and restoring, getting quality sleep I hadn't in quite a while, my nervous system was regulating again and it had been dysregulated for quite a while. And this is what it means sometimes. There's always a choice we have to make to shift things in our life. And that's what I felt called to do. To book a flight to Tulum and create that space for myself. Sometimes you just need to follow that intuitive call that makes absolutely no sense, but it leads you to so much growth of yourself and to connect with what you need to connect with people who need your guidance, to connect with people who can help you. Life is the journey, but a lot of the time we get stuck in the mind. It's in awakening our awareness and bringing our attention to these 8 pillars of life and of ourselves that we truly elevate our life in so many different ways. And this is exactly, what I focused on this week was energy restoration. Having a nice space to cook a meal, get the proper nutrition I hadn't in a while, allow my body to rest, to restore my energy for all the change that was coming forth in the next few weeks. And oh boy, was there a lot of challenges and change that came forth. Listening to your body, listening to your intuition, and listening to the energy of things and bringing our awareness to that helps you along your journey to understand at what moments in time you need to bring your focus to certain things. It's in a time of presence and bringing our awareness to that we actually uncover a lot of things that we need to focus on. There's always a choice we need to make, and that's the hard thing sometimes, is that often we have to do it alone. It's going to be unknown. But it is in making these choices that change comes forth. Choosing to stay is also a choice. Choosing to let go, to grow, to shift, to bring our awareness to what's uncomfortable, brings forth the things we need to face to elevate our reality, to step into a new version of ourselves, to welcome in new opportunities, new connections. We're always where we need to be, but we also need to be mindful of the fact that we're not meant to be in the same place and the same space for prolonged periods of time. We're here to grow, to change, to explore. Whether that's exploring yourself and new opportunities in your current environment, switching it up completely, allowing ourselves that opportunity to rest when we haven't for a very long time. Our body knows best, and what manifests is a clue. When we're feeling dysregulated in our nervous system, when we're stressed in the mind, when we're experiencing a lot of ailments, that's what's manifesting into our lives. That's the clue we need to face sometimes, is that we need to shift up the energy. We need to make a change of ourselves and our reality. So that was this week's focus on Elevate 88, the energy movement of becoming limitless, dream discipline, and energy restoration. And boy, did I need that. See you on next week's episode of Becoming Limitless, where we go into week 5, where we discuss mindset shifting. Oh, the fun one. Keep shining, lovely beings, and know that I believe in you and your unique journey in this life.